What would you do if you lost everything, your job, your savings, even your home at the age of 50? Most people would give up. Most people would say it's too late. But not him. Montage, working in a garage, first packages, then flashes of a buzzing warehouse. This is how he turned rock bottom into a $1 million comeback. The fall. Just a few years earlier, life looked very different. He had a steady career, a home filled with memories, and the kind of stability most people dream of. For over 2 decades, he climbed the corporate ladder. Promotions, bonuses, the respect of his peers. He believed the best years were still ahead of him. But then, everything changed. The company downsized, just like that, his job. Gone. At first he thought it was temporary, but weeks turned into months. The savings vanished, debt grew. And at 50 years old, the world seemed to move on without him. Him staring at a job board, sending resumes, no responses. Bank officer shaking his head, handing over foreclosure papers. Narrator, somber, empathetic. He lost his income. Then his home. And the weight of failure pressed down harder each day. Friends stopped calling. Family worried in silence. He felt invisible. At 50 years old, with nothing left, he had 2 choices: quit or start over from a garage. Cut. Slow pan to a closed garage door. Beat of silence. The spark. With nothing left, he turned to the only space he still had. His garage. It wasn't much. No investors. No fancy equipment. Just a man. And an idea that refused to die. The idea was simple: create something useful. Something people needed. He didn't know if it would work. But he knew one thing: he had to try. The obstacles were everywhere. He had no money. Friends said he was too old to start over. Even his own family worried he was chasing a fantasy. But deep down, he believed that starting small was better than not starting at all. He works long nights, surrounded by cluttered shelves. First test product takes shape. A quick smile breaks across his face, a spark of hope. It wasn't perfect, far from it, but it was real. And for the first time in months, he felt a spark, not of fear, but of possibility. His garage lit up at night, him scribbling notes, assembling pieces, shipping out the very first box. But the first year was brutal. Struggles and breakthroughs. The spark was there, but the fire refused to catch. He get an email gives, "We regret to inform you." He knocking on local shop doors, owners shaking their heads. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Rejections piled up, the bills didn't stop. But he did not stop working. He working continuously every day late midnight. Clock showing 2:47 AM, him still hammering at a prototype. Narrator, empathetic, reflective. Most nights, he wondered if everyone was right, if at 50, maybe it really was too late. But here's the thing about hitting rock bottom, you stop fearing failure. Because you've already lived it. He tries again, refines the product, adjusts the design, packages it neatly by hand. So he kept going. One more night, one more prototype, one more pitch. And then, email notification pops up. Close-up on his eyes widening. Order confirmed. It happened. His very first customer, a stranger, who believed in his idea. He carefully packing the box, printing the label, rushing it to the post office. Smile breaking across his face as the clerk scans it. It wasn't $1 million deal, it wasn't even close, but it was proof. Proof that his dream wasn't crazy. After receiving the first order, he got his second order, then a third. A small shop agrees to stock his product. Customer leaving good reviews. Word spread, slowly at first, then faster. One customer told another. A small blog wrote about him. And for the first time in a year, he felt momentum. The garage that once felt like a prison was starting to look like the birthplace of something bigger. And that's when everything changed. Scaling the dream, montage of his garage now packed with neatly labeled boxes, shelves stacked high, printer spitting out shipping labels, orders coming in on his laptop screen, notifications dinging one after another. The garage that once felt like a prison was now buzzing with life. Orders rolled in. 1 became 10. 10 became 100. And soon he couldn't keep up alone. He's struggling to carry multiple boxes, phone ringing, tape dispenser in his mouth as he packs. So he did something he never imagined at 50 years old. He hired help. First assistant helping him tape boxes. Quick montage. A couple of local teens joining after school. Friends volunteering on weekends. What started as a one-man fight for survival was becoming a team effort, a growing business with real momentum. And he wasn't just working harder, he was working smarter. He posting a product demo video on social media, responding to comments, customers sharing reviews. He leveraged the one tool that didn't cost a dime, social media. Word of mouth turned into buzz, buzz turned into sales. Customer gives testimonial, product trending on a blog, order map spreading across states. And for anyone who thought 50 was too late to start over, he proved them wrong every single day. Side-by-side comparison, he at 50, Exhausted in a silent garage versus he now smiling as trucks load pallets of products. The man who once sat in an empty garage, broke and forgotten, was now leading a business that refused to stop growing. Montage accelerates. Larger orders, bigger space, small warehouse lease, branded packaging rolling off shelves. But how big did it really get? $1 million success. The screen freezes. And then, it happened. His little garage business crossed $1 million in revenue. Montage. He's staring at the number in disbelief, then covering his face with his hands, laughing and crying at the same time. His family hugging him, team clapping in the background for his success. For a man who had once lost everything, his job, his home, his confidence, that number was more than money. It was proof that starting over at 50 was not the end, but the beginning. Before gives empty garage, dusty shelves, him slumped in a chair. After gives small warehouse buzzing with workers, forklifts moving pallets, branded products stacked high. The same garage where he once sat broke and hopeless had become the foundation of $1 million company. And in that moment, he didn't just see numbers, he saw resilience. He saw every night he refused to quit, every doubt he pushed through, every reason he could have given up, but didn't. Today he is a successful person, a successful businessman. From rock bottom to $1 million success. Message to the audience. This story isn't just about a man who built $1 million business. It's about something bigger. It's proof that it's never too late to start over. Not at 30, not at 40, not even at 50. If you're struggling right now, if you feel like life has pushed you down to rock bottom, remember this: rock bottom isn't the end. It can be the foundation of your greatest success. So what's your dream? What's the idea you've been too afraid to start? Because if he could begin again at 50, with nothing but a garage and determination, then maybe, just maybe, today could be your beginning too. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe, because more stories like this might just spark the courage you need to chase your own. It's never too late to start over.